Hola guapas! I just came back from the most amazing adventure and I had to share it with you stat because it's just so fresh and I just wanted to share before I forget everything. First of all, I gotta say, like, I don't know what's going on. I think because of my experience that I had today, but I have the perfect beach hair. Now, I never have like good hair, especially if I don't do anything to it. But I think today was like just the perfect day that created this hair. You know, when you go to your hairdresser and they do it perfect for you, and you're like, I could never recreate that. And so my hair looks like today without doing anything to it and actually going on an adventure. I think that's what caused this hair. Anyway, that's a sidetrack. I shouldn't say that because you can't even see what my hair looks like unless you're watching this on YouTube. But girls, girls and hair, like, if you know what I'm saying, you know. Okay. Now, today I went on the adventure of a lifetime. I've been so looking forward to this. I have planned a lot of things to do on my journey, and I'm excited about all of them. But this one was numero uno. This one was like, I can't wait for this day. And it was finally here. I got up bright and early and set out on this adventure. Now, I don't know about you, but I am obsessed with elephants. I love elephants. I find them so fascinating. They're just like prehistoric creatures, but they're like herd, family oriented. They're super smart. They live forever. They take care of their little babies, and they're just so I don't even know what to say, but picture like one of your favorite things in the world, and then all of a sudden you get to do it. And that was me today. I was like, I get to see the elephants today. It's funny because when I was traveling to West Africa, this was in my 20s. I was just like, I was on an exchange where I was volunteering, and a couple of the volunteers at the end of our rounds were like, let's go travel through, we were in Ghana, let's go travel through Ghana and see what's what. And we decided like one of the stops would be a safari. We just spent the night there. We didn't go on a trek or anything. And so where your little house is, there's some chairs, and it overlooks the watering hole because everybody goes to the watering hole. So, what better way to see animals than to let them come to you? And so me and my friends were looking at the animals, waiting for the animals. You got the wild boars and your regulars, but all I wanted to do was see elephants, and that was it. And no elephants came. It was really funny, actually, because we were sitting on a step, and the two guys I was with were sitting behind me, and they were looking through my hair, combing through my hair, and picking out lice, because we were sleeping in like really disgusting, crazy places. And the night before I guess, or one of the other nights, I got lice. And so the funny thing was, they were picking out lice, and when we looked behind us, it was like the monkeys were watching us do this as the boys like tried to pick the lice eggs out of my hair, because that's what they do. But they eat it. They pick it out of their own fur and then they eat it. So it was hilarious to turn around and see the monkeys watching us do what the monkeys normally do. So anyway, don't get me distracted. I was on the safari, and we didn't see any elephants. And as we were leaving, all people could talk about is how many elephants they saw. There were elephants here and elephants there. And I was so sad that I didn't get to see any. So, but today was my day. So right now I'm in Cambodia, and they have this sanctuary. So for me, I've always wanted to swim with dolphins, but I can't. It has to be ethical for me. So this is a sanctuary where they take elephants who, because here in Cambodia, elephants work. And they take the elephants that can't work anymore. Owners can't take care of them for whatever reason. And they have 3 elephants right now. And they're old elephants. Like, one is a teenager at like 20 something, the one that causes all the trouble. You could see it in the personality too. And then they're all females. And then there was like one who was 47 and one who was like 67. And the 3 females just have their own unique personality, and they'll just live out the rest of their days in this sanctuary. And what we got to do wasn't like just go and look at the elephants, because that would be amazing. But what we got to do was actually make some snacks for the elephants, and we got to feed the elephants. And I was just so excited. I got one of the people that was on the tour just to record, and you could see when I'm doing it and I walk back to the camera, I just have the biggest smile on my face. It was like the best experience ever, just to be around these gentle giants. Like, man, they are just mythical creatures and just so powerful and strong, but yet like gentle and calm. And oh my gosh, it was, I can't even, you could tell because there are no words, like how excited I was and still am. So what we did was, like, it's a really cool experience because they have everything set up around food. So they get the elephants to kind of go on a little daily routine, and it's all based on food. And then we go with the elephants and we get to like interact with the elephants. And the first one was making a snack. So we make rice and then husk, like corn husk ground up really, really fine, and bananas. And we mush it all together and made it into like big elephant-sized meatballs, like huge, like almost like bigger than a softball kind of thing. And you squish it so it gets all sticky. And then what you get to do, like there's just like a little railing, and just because otherwise the elephants would just come and eat everything. And so you get to go and step up, and you offer up this sushi roll snack to the elephant. And what the elephant does is opens her mouth really wide, and then she sticks her tongue out, and then you just put it on her tongue, and then she takes it and chews it. But her tongue is like, their tongues are just like super fat. Like they're not long, they're not licking anything, they're just kind of like fat slugs. It was so cool because I'd never seen an elephant up that close. And then as you feed the elephant, you can just pet its trunk, and it was like so crazy because their skin is all wrinkly and it is hard and leather, and they have little hairs on it. And oh my gosh, I never even imagined what an elephant would actually feel like. So it was so cool to feel the skin of the elephant, and you could tell it, the older elephants, because like they all had their own characteristics, but the more wrinkles you have, the older you are in elephant world. And so there was one who was called Boom Boom, and that was the younger one. And Boom Boom likes to kind of try to steal the food from the other elephants, and the old elephant, no problem. They hang out together and she can tolerate Boom Boom, but the other one is like, I don't think so. So they don't get along. So they stay away from each other. It's so funny. And so we've got to feed all of our like big rice balls to the elephant, and you put it in its mouth. And then the lady, who was so lovely, she'd say like, he's ready for more. She's ready for more. When they stick their tongue out, and it's like, here, just put it on my tongue. And so you do that. And then once they've eaten all the rice, the sushi balls, then you can feed them bananas and cucumbers. And you don't peel the banana. Now this one you don't put in their mouth. What you do is you just offer it up, and they take it with their trunk, their little trunk. They grab it with their trunk and then shove it in their mouth. It was so cool just to see. And then if they are mad, or if you not feeding them fast enough, they'll just like blow dirt and snot on you. It's so funny. It is so funny. They're just so full of personality. And then we stay until they've eaten all of that. And then what they do after that is they go over to like a place where they've got banana leaves put out. And so then the elephants will feed themselves. And we can, as they're feeding themselves, we can just walk up next to them and we can pet them and touch them and take pictures with them and just like be around them. Oh, so amazing. And then when they're done that, the elephants go to the mud pit. And you are also invited to go into the mud pit and give the elephant a mud bath. Now, I did not do that because I could just see like me falling in the mud and being stuck. But you could, like, the elephants do it to cool down. So they put mud on themselves and they get all dirty. And this time only one elephant did it. So the way they have this set up is that we follow the elephants. Like these are things are set up for the elephants, and they do it every day, so it's a routine. But if the elephant doesn't want to go in the mud bath, the elephant won't go in the mud bath. And then after that, after hanging out there, taking more pictures, just like you just like are trying to hug this elephant, and it's so amazing. And then the elephants decide if they want to go in the river or not for a bath. And guess what? You get to go in the river too and give the elephants a bath. It was like, what? How is this even happening right now? How is this even my life? It was so amazing. And I couldn't stop getting in the river and giving these elephants a bath. There was a big group, and so I would take my turn, and then nobody else wanted to go, so I would go in again and give another elephant a bath. And I'm like, okay, nobody else? Okay, one more time, go in, and you just take this, the big bowl, and you throw water on the elephant, and you get a scrub brush, and you just brush the elephant. And I'm like, I don't even think the elephant can feel this. It's funny because they have bad eyesight, but they have really good smell and hearing. And I am telling you, I could have done that all day. It was the most amazing experience ever to give an elephant a bath. And my heart was so full. Like, what are the things in your life that you've just always wanted to do? And then how would that feel to actually get to do them? And this delivered like even more than I thought possible, the feeling, the experience. It was just next level stuff. Oh my gosh, I was in heaven. I wanted it to last forever. I would have stayed there all day if they would have let me. And then once you're done giving the elephants a bath, you get to go and shower and change. Like, they have these facilities for you, and then you go back to the main starting point, and then they feed you some fresh watermelon and some pineapple, which is amazing, and they give you water. And then guess who shows up for this? The elephants. They come over, and now they're sticking their trunks in where we are, going like, hey, give me some more food. I see you hogging that food. Give me some more, give me some more. And so you can feed them the pineapple, or the pineapple skin, or the more bananas, or they eat everything. And you just put it in their little trunk, and then they just chew it on up. But when they were eating like the leaves, the banana leaves, it was like huge stalks, really thick stalks. I'm not sure what the plant was, but they would just peel it a little bit, and then step on it a little bit and peel it, and then they would throw it in their mouth, and the crunching was just like, their jaw is so powerful, and it was an amazing sound. And then one of the elephants didn't want to go into the river, and it was just pulling bamboo, like just it would grab a thing of bamboo and just start pulling it because it wanted to eat it. And it's just like slow and mighty. It was so, oh my gosh, so amazing to watch. And the beautiful thing about this is our guide, Anna, was just so kind and sweet and patient and gentle, and just like the loveliest human being, and telling us about their personalities. And you could totally see their personalities as they went. And basically she's like, don't run around them, because if they can't see you, they get scared. That's why they're scared of mice, because they can't see them, but they can sense something's there. So they always want to be able to see you. And if they see you, they're okay. And if you don't run, you're okay. And if you don't tease them with the food, then you're okay. But if you piss them off, and these are gentle retired elephants, but you have to be careful, and you gotta make sure that they're happy. But these elephants were so, so happy. But the cool thing was, Anna's like, you know what? They don't really care about you. They really don't. All they want is more food. They eat all day. They only sleep for a couple hours a day, like 3 to 4, she said. And they're kind of like horses, like, because they're all muscle and they need energy, and they're just eating plants. They need to like eat and eat. That was like me when I was plant-based, just eat and eat and eat. And these elephants, I can't remember how many pounds, thousands of pounds of food that they eat. It's just insane how much food they eat every single day. And that's all they do, is they eat. And so when they go from one stop to the next, they just put food there. And then the elephant's like, yeah, I'll go there and eat that food. Because when it went down to the river, there was like a nice sweet snack of sugar cane. And so if the elephant wanted sugar cane, it would go in the river and have a nice little bath, clean it off, cool it down a bit. And it would just sit there and eat the sugar cane. And then, of course, when we were having our snack, the elephant's like, hey, I want in on that too. Like, don't forget about me. And they're so darn cute. Their little trunks are reaching in to try to steal our food. And so of course we give them most of our food too, because they are just precious, so precious. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you while it was still fresh in my mind, because it's always been a lifelong dream of mine to literally hang out with an elephant and touch it and get to know it, see what is it a life like for an elephant. What's the elephant thinking? What's it doing? It's not thinking anything. It's just food. How much more food can I stuff in my face? Like, the whole purpose of the elephant is just to keep feeding itself so it can live another day, because they are mighty, but that mighty requires so much fuel. And I'm like, oh, I could relate. When I was like plant-based, I was like that too. I was just like eating all the time, so hungry all the time. It's funny because when I was at the pig cafe, the little piggies were like chewing all the time. Like, what are they doing? They're chewing on their cud, because they're always like hungry, the guy said. They're just hungry, hungry, hungry all the time. And that's all these elephants were doing, was eating, eating, eating. But they were so kind to let us hang out with them today. And it was the absolute best experience. And it just, I don't know, inspires me to keep it inspires me to keep striving for doing all the things that I want to do in life. You know, when you're like, I could do this, but it's too hard, or how am I going to do this, or that's not even possible. I feel like when things like this, I create things like this for myself, then it inspires me to do more like this, because life is so short. It's so short. And at the end of the day, you're never going to say things like, oh, I'm glad I didn't go to this place, or, you know, on your deathbed, you always have regrets of things you didn't do, not things that you did do. And so the only reason I'm sharing this, because this was like it was really personal to me, because when I first showed up, I was like tears running down my face. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the presence of these elephants that are so majestic and so wise and kind and gentle, but just so powerful all at the same time. Like, this elephant could break you in half if it wanted to, but all it is just existing to eat more food and do its thing. But my heart was so full that tears were streaming down my face, because it was such an amazing moment for me. And I really want to encourage any of you that have bucket list stuff or things that you've always wanted to do. Don't wait. There is no tomorrow. Just do it today. Today is the day for all of this, because you never know. You really never know. And that's what life is really all about, is being in these moments. I just could go off forever on how we've got it all backwards, on how we think it's working and saving it, but it's not. It's about these experiences right here, right now. And the best thing that you could do is really connect with your community, with your family. Like, that's what life is all about, is connection. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll keep saying it, that what the world needs now is more connection and community. And so if there's any way that I can create connection and community, I'm all for it. Of course, I start with my own family, and then I expand out. And I want to encourage you to do the same, because life is short, but it's these moments right here that life is just a whole bunch of experiences put together. That's all it is. And I want to remind you too that sometimes life can feel hard, and our experience of life is just our perception of what's going on. And that's so powerful, because if you are not having a good time, you can ask yourself, how am I perceiving this, and how could I change my perception of it so that I can work it in my benefit? Because everything is neutral, and it's just my perception of it that makes it good or bad. And so on that note, today was amazing. Oh, that was Mukid Elephant. Today was out of this world. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope this for you too. I wish that you get to do these bucket list things, and that you get to feel the way I'm feeling right now. And if you haven't lately, then create that for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Go out there and create it for yourself. No, it's not going to happen for you. You got to go and make it happen, because anything is possible. Oh, thank you for listening to my elephant story. Always, always, always love yourself first. Go for it. Life is short. Just make everything happen. No excuses. Live large and be happy. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.